Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So with that said, for your key to the week this week, you have the Temperance card. So it feels like you might be making some sort of negotiation this week, right? Remember, Temperance is about what you... It's about what you make space for, what you align yourself with, or where you put your energy, so to speak. And for that reason, this week I get this sense that you may... It's almost like you're going through the process of mediating some sort of deal. It's kind of like you're negotiating something. Right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to need this, this and this. If I'm going to put that in, then you need to put this in. You know, there's this kind of... Because Temperance has that balancing sort of energy to it, right? Where everybody comes out, or all aspects of it comes out good for all people involved. So this week I kind of feel like this is what you're looking at, right? This is what you're paying attention to. What is it that needs to be mediated and what is it that needs to be considered? You know, what are you willing to put in? What are they willing to put in? And where is it that you're going to split the difference, so to speak? For your actions and options this week, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So this week you're creating your own luck, right? Which is great. Now, one of the things that I love about this for you, the Temperance card is very Sagittarian energy. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter ruled, right? So there is this kind of higher perspective. I actually feel like in a lot of ways, you guys are coming up to, this Mars retrograde period where you're saying, you know what? I know I'm expected to be a certain way, but I can't do that. I'm trying to see what the bigger or broader perspective is. I'm trying to see this from a different angle. And I actually feel like by approaching things in a way that is maybe different or maybe on a bit of not evolved, but like a bit more of a broader or a higher perspective, I actually feel like this is going to benefit you a lot. It looks like you're creating some of your own luck, or you're creating some... It's almost like you're kind of nudging the universe to send you a synchronicity. Do you know what I mean? Because this is about your actions and options. Now, for some of you as well, it does look like this week has some element of travel to it, which is really nice. You know, like it looks like you're getting out and about, but the reason that you're getting out and about is because there's something that you're trying to negotiate or trying to put together. So, you know, this could be finalizing some sort of details, going over the final plans of something, really getting it ready so that you can say, right, now is the time to move ahead with this. For your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Cups. So here's the thing, right? You are doing a lot of this back and forth, this mediating kind of energy, or this negotiating kind of energy is what it feels like. Your Seven of Cups can be confusion. Sometimes it's, you know, what you're saying is not necessarily what they're hearing. What they're hearing is definitely not what you're saying, you know, and like you're thinking that in your mind. Communications could be a bit muddled this week. So, you know, think about this, right? You're approaching things in what appears to be a very broad-minded perspective. So stay in that energy, because I feel like that it's almost like you're saying to people, you know what, we're all human, we all make mistakes, miscommunication happens, but this is what I want, this is what I need, and you know, how can you facilitate that? There's this element of really kind of, you know, even though things might be kind of cross-wiring and cross-firing, there's a part of it where you're kind of saying, okay, you know what, we can get through this, where are we at? Do you know what I mean? So, but communication does look like it's a bit muddled this week, so be careful. For your money and materials, you have the Six of Swords right underneath the Wheel of Fortune. Travel will definitely be a part of this week for you. This looks like there's some sort of movement. Interestingly enough, when it comes to financial applications, institutions, planning, anything like that, if you've made any applications for finance, if you are looking to gain money or funding or anything like that, this week I actually feel like you could see some movement on this. if I'm honest, I kind of get the feeling that it might be short-lived, or it might go so far and then get delayed again. But there is definitely some forward progression this week, which is good, right? When it comes to your finances, it looks like the challenging times that you've had when it comes to money are definitely easing up this week. I actually feel like you've got that kind of, you know, Wheel of Fortune blessing energy that's coming in there, which is nice. But yeah, it looks like there's some sort of spontaneous travel that comes up for you this week, which will be interesting to see what it is or how it shapes up for you. For your physical body and your health, it looks like you're just getting over what's, you know, kind of like, you know, when you feel like you've had a cold or a flu, but you haven't had a cold or a flu, you know, kind of like how you feel usually before something like that hits. I kind of feel like a lot of you are emerging out of a space now where you haven't had much energy or vitality, and I kind of feel like this week you're getting it back. It's like you're getting a little bit of your mojo back, maybe not all of it, but definitely a bit of it. When it comes to your environment as well, it looks like you are either out of the house or displaced from the house for some reason. This is really interesting because my mum is an Aries, and in some way, shape or form, I know this is happening for her in this specific week that I'm reading for. So very, very interesting. For your love and relations, you have the Devil card, right? So this falls right underneath the Seven of Cups. For those of you that are, in fact, for all of you across the board when it comes to relationships, you are definitely not getting all of the information that you would require to make an informed decision. All right, this week it's really important, even if you have to ask several times, ask, because the chances are you will end up getting to the bottom of it. It looks like there's knowledge, information, there's something that is not necessarily being divulged to you, and it looks like communication, if somebody's not actively going out of their way to hold something back from you, they are hiding something from you because they're worried about what your response is going to be. For those of you that are in partnerships, relationships, all the rest of it, the energy around this, because you've got the Six of Swords, it looks like you guys are navigating a challenging time that you've been having on an ongoing level. This week it could reach a bit of a head, all right? So something for you to consider. For those of you that are single, if there is somebody new on the horizon and this person lives at a distance, i.e. in a foreign land, you know, over the seas, maybe, you know, in the next town over, like if they live at a distance from you, you probably want to start ticking things off the list is probably the best way to put it, because I kind of get this sense that you don't have all the information about who this person is or about what their intentions may well be. All right, so just something for you to consider. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know if it's not too personal in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.